blue sky, green grass, open door. Have I dropped you for something more? Left you on the floor.
And boil start. The grains are actually still draining a little bit. It's been about 3 or 4 minutes. So we're going to keep just leaving them there. Also what I've done is I took the liquid malt extract container. It's plastic, so I couldn't put it in boiling water. But I put some hot tap water into a pot, and I stuck that plastic container in the pot of tap water. That way it can start to get a little more fluid or thinned out, because right now it's super thick and it's not going to want to pour. So I just want to get it heated up so that it pours nice, and then we'll just use hot tap water again, just to rinse that container out. My boy's in here and he's kind of wondering what's going on with all the lights and the iPad set up on stands, and so hang on. Come here, bud. Come here, Nate. Come say hi. Say hi. Hi. So I understand that the instructions say to add the maltodextrin and the extra dark dry malt extract when it comes to a boil, and then it's going to drop. I'm going to add it first because I don't like all the steam coming up when it's boiling. So I'm just going to add this stuff now and get it in there. And once I get closer to the boil, then I'll add the liquid malt extract. But I'm not going to wait for the complete boil, okay? So here we go. We're going to add first our maltodextrin. Okay. Now make sure that we're stirring, because we don't want anything to go right to the bottom and get burnt to the bottom, okay? So we're going to make sure that we're stirring at the same time. Okay. So there we go. There's the maltodextrin. And we're getting some little clumping action here, which I'm sure is going to, dissolve out, as the wort gets even hotter, and as it sits in there longer, it will dissolve. But we're just going to keep stirring that in. The same thing is going to happen with the dry malt extract. Happens all the time. Don't be worried that it's clumped up and it's not going to break out or break up. Okay, so there we go. That's all stirred in. I got some on the walls here, so we'll try and get that down in. Nice foam sitting at 175 degrees. And now our dry. Here we go. So as we pour, we're going to be stirring. Okay, nice and slowly. I don't know if you can see that. We're going to get the clumping action. That's okay. I got to slow down here because I'm getting a little bit of a collection on top. There it goes. Just going to keep stirring here. And there we go. Now, like I say, steam's coming up as now, and I'm getting it sticking to the bag as it's coming out, because it's a very, very fine sugar, and it tends to, get stuck to things. So I'm going to do just a tiny bit of a rinse on this bag. Okay. So get that all stirred in. So there we go. We got that bag cleaned out. I'm pleased with that. Well, we've only got about an inch and a bit left in this thing. And I still have to add the liquid malt extract. So this is gonna be tight. Okay, we're at 182. So this has been heating up now for a little while. I hope that it's ready to go. Okay, so again, we're getting close to the boil. We're not there yet. But I'm going to get this added in, and I'm going to make sure that it doesn't scorch to the bottom. So first thing, I'm going to turn my heat down a little bit. Okay, and we're going to start the pour, and make sure you're stirring the bottom, okay? Because the bottom is going to have... It's going to sink right to the bottom until it dissolves, okay? So you just got to keep stirring it. Now, I am not going to be able to add any more liquid to this. We're an inch from the top. So what I'm going to end up having to do here is I'm going to scoop out what I can with a spoon, and then I'm going to take a little bit of wort, hot wort, put it in there. I'm going to need a spoon for that.
Glasses and curtained windows. I'd fly if I had wings through the sky to forget these things. Could I hold you again?
This is going to be a true test of this pot and my abilities to control a hot break. So there we go. I've got a spoon here. I'm just going to spoon some of this hot wort into the container and try and dissolve as much of this stuff as I can. Okay.
Seems to me as I move along, the more I age, that the more I'm wrong. It's like the further you get, the more you know.
So I don't know if you guys can see that. I hope you can. We're at 182, 183. Okay, so we're really getting close to that 212, which is our boiling point. Okay, so I'm really going to keep a very close eye on this thing as we approach. I have my timer set for an hour. Sorry guys, I don't have another camera angle. My other iPad just died, so I've got my hops ready to go here because we're going to do that right at the 60-minute mark. So as soon as we start the boil, these are going in for bittering hops, okay? So there it is, U.S. Brewers Gold, Alpha 10.5, once again, 1 ounce of hop pellets.
Open eyes, realize that
I don't know if you can see it, but on this side, right here, it's actually starting to boiling up. So this is going to be the side here where all the foam is going to collect. So we're going to have to control on this side. This actually works out very nicely because I'm set up just that way. There we are, there's 212. It's boiling, but it's not quite at that kind of really vigorous rolling boil I want to see. Because that's what I want to see in order to check and see if there's going to be a hot break. It's controlling itself nicely. Can you guys see that? Here we go. It's starting to get a little bit more vigorous in the boil. Okay, you know what? We're at 213. It's a good rolling boil, and It's not a hot break. How lucky am I? Okay, here's our hops. 1 ounce US Brewers Gold. Once again, here we go. Gonna do our hop addition. Keep ready here because we're gonna need, and I'm gonna start my, there it is. And we're gonna get a bit of a hot break action here. There it is. See? When you start doing additions, you get that hot break action. So we're gonna control it here. Just keep the flame turned down. Okay, and we're going to start our timer. And that's it, guys. We're going to boil for an hour. I'll see you in an hour.
Glasses and curtained windows. I'd fly if I had wings.
Okay guys, we're at 16 minutes left on the boil. I'm going to get my wort chiller put in. Don't make fun of my wort chiller, I made it myself. We want to get that in there so that it gets sanitized. Okay, so there we go. 15 minutes left, perfect timing. Okay, so the wort chiller's in there. Okay, 1 minute left in our boil. Wort chiller's ready to go. For good measure, I sanitized my fermenter one more time. Okay, so I'm just emptying out the Star San now. Got my timer almost done. 30 seconds left, guys. 30 seconds. So I'm going to dump out the rest of the Star San. So there we go, guys. It's been an hour. Timer off. Flame off. And we're going to start the wort chiller. That's really, really cool how that works. Okay, and we're going to watch this temperature drop. It's already down to 201, 200. It's dropping fast. This is really, really cool. Wow, we're already down. It's been what, like 2 minutes? We're already down to 155 and dropping fast. Alright, it's 125 already. Another minute's gone by, a minute and a half. This is really, really cool how this thing works. I'm impressed. The temperature of this wort is coming down so quickly. I'm just going to keep... I think I'm going to take this right down to... It's at 108 right now. I think I'm going to take it down to about 75. At 75, I'm going to stop it because I'm going to still have to add some water to it to top it up to the 5-gallon mark. I think this one I'm only going to take to 20 liters, okay? So, anyways, we'll see what happens. We'll see what the gravity's at, and we might have to adjust. But I'm going to bring it up. Once I get it topped up, that's going to bring it right down to like 65. So, we're at 105, dropping fast, so pretty soon I'll be pouring this into the fermenter, okay? Okay, guys. Wort's chilled. 75 degrees. Wort chiller's in the sink to be cleaned. And I've got my sieve down here. Unfortunately, I can't bring it up here to do the proper view, but I'm just going to pour this in the fermenter and then I'll bring the fermenter up, okay? Okay. So there we go. It's been poured through the sieve. The hops have all been collected and any other maybe grains and stuff that's in there. And we're sitting at 13 and a half liters, almost 14 liters. So now we're just going to top it up with water, cold water, and get that temperature right, pitch our yeast, and we're done. It's been a lot of fun, guys. Okay, getting our first gravity reading. And we're going to see what we come out at now. The instructions said that this should come out somewhere between 1056 and 1064. And guys, it looks to me like we're looking at about 1056. It's perfect. So I'm not going to add any more water to that. 20 liters, good to go. Okay, here goes our yeast. Just going to sprinkle it on top. I don't have any issue with doing that. And I'm not going to stir it in either. I'm just going to leave it sitting on top. It'll hydrate itself. Lid. Airlock. Just came out of the Star San bucket. Water, good to go. Okay, I'm going to take this over to the fermentation room. I'm going to start cleaning up and I'll be back in a minute. There you go, home brewers. That was a first. A whole lot of firsts. First mistakes in partial mash, or, well, first mistakes in a mini mash, in a partial extract, whatever you want to call that. Put a comment below. Tell me exactly what I just did there, whether that's a mini mash or a partial or what it is. I'm thinking it's a little bit of both. But also leave me a comment below if you have any tips for that. Again, this is my first time doing that. Tried to follow the instructions to a T as much as possible, and first time using my wort chiller, first time doing an hour boil, first time doing a lot of things tonight, first time doing any grain steeping whatsoever, so that was a lot of fun. Thank you guys for being with me tonight. It's okay, we started the preheating at 3:55. It is now 7:48, so it's about 4 hours start to finish. I'm sure I could have done it quicker, but I was trying to cook dinner at the same time, blah, 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 blah. So life gets in the way. Well, it doesn't get in the way. Brewing gets in the way of life, but you know what? Brewing is fun, and the beer that comes out is absolutely fantastic. I'm out of beer right now. My glass is empty, so I need to go upstairs and fill up my glass. Thanks for watching, guys. Leave your comments below if this video helped you at all, or if you liked it, just like the video. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to my channel, Frickin' Frack Jammin'. Anything home brewing, anything homemade, it's going to be there, okay? More content is coming. Thanks again for joining me tonight. See you guys soon. Guys, I almost forgot to mention the 4 hours tonight included setup, tear down, and cleanup of all the dishes, all the mess that I made, the stove, everything. So that 4 hours just wasn't brew time, it was brew plus cleanup and setup, okay?
Need to get to the other side. Hold your neck like a pig.